This is Colin O'Keefe for LXBN TV, as we are here once again at Legal Tech New York 2013, and I am here with Peter Secor, Director of Strategic Pricing and Project Management at Pepper Hamilton. Peter, first off, there was much discussion, of course, about value in that session that you just presented in. You know, there's much discussion on how you define value both for lawyers and for their clients. You know, how do you define value?
We've been finding that the clients have their own definitions of it between clients. You can't always say, this is the definition of value. What we have been finding is that we work with clients and build in those into our engagements to find out what are the successful pieces and what are the outcomes that we want to have. And to us, that's been the biggest piece of having success in that area, is to shared management responsibility of defining what the value is in the end for the client. The other part of it is actually not just defining the value, but showing the value. That's been, I think, one of the areas that we haven't been able to do well or demonstrate well. So going forward, as we look at it, hey, how many depositions were we thinking there were going to be? How many custodians? What was the document level? How much were we able to reduce that to help reduce the cost and make it a more efficient case? So I think we need to be able to display and graphically be able to show that to our clients so that they can take that internally and they can understand better what the cost of their legal services actually are and why.
Interesting. And then second, you know, we also talked about the billable hour in that session a little bit, and law firms are in interesting times right now as we try to figure out exactly what the economic model is going to be. So what are your thoughts on the staying power of the billable hour?
I think those are one of the methods that we have to continue to look at because that's the way we're going to be able to define what our profitability is on particular matters. So even if we move away from that as a billing model, which is fine, it has a value component to it for the clients, what is the work worth for them? Going back to the way we billed in the 1950s, at the end of the year, talking to the client, what do you think this was worth? As a matter of fact, I've run across partners recently who do an engagement, given a preliminary budget, sit down and talk with a client at the end of the engagement and say, hey, look, what do we think that was worth for you? And come up and bill for that amount. But in the backside, I need the billable hour internally to be able to tell whether or not that's profitable engagement or not. And I think that's one of the big areas that we're going to continue to drive on, is what is profitable work as opposed to just volume of work.
Absolutely. You definitely want to be keeping an eye on the business setup and making sure that things are indeed profitable. Once again, that was Peter Secor of Pepper Hamilton. For more of our video interviews from Legal Tech New York 2013, visit us at LXBN.com. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.